The custom fashion industry has a serious problem that nobody is talking about, and it's ruining it for those people who want it. Let's take custom clothing, for example, and I'm talking about clothing made from scratch. I'm not talking about maybe you just put a print on it and then you call it custom. No, made from scratch, which requires the customer or the client's measurements. It also requires drafting a pattern from scratch just to fit their specification or fit what they're looking for in the apparel. In many cases, there's some arguments, custom clothing versus bespoke or whatever the case may be, but that's not the purpose of this video. Here's a problem everyone in the custom fashion industry faces: expectations. And this applies to both sides. A craftsman or artisan knows that they are competing with mass-produced products. They know they're competing with so many ready-to-make, off-the-rack, mass-produced products, and sometimes they have this. They're tempted to present custom clothing or custom making that way because they don't want to discourage their customers or potential customers. So now they want to present it that way in such a way where you start cutting down on the time, cutting down on the materials, or cutting down on the price because you want to make it seem like, okay, it's just exactly like the store-bought product. But when we think about it, it's very different. Those are completely different arenas. It's better to present custom making in the true nature of what it is. For instance, customers should know that their measurements are going to be needed to be able to draft a pattern. Well, there's going to be a little bit of discussion back and forth on what exactly they will want or what they wouldn't want on this particular product. So that's part of what makes it custom making. So customers should be ready to know that. They should be aware of this whole process that goes into custom making, which is different from just going to the store and just buying whatever is presented to you. What this does is that it helps with setting expectations. It helps with setting the expectation. It helps the customer to actually know all the work that goes into this kind of arena, this kind of field, this kind of area of getting even this product out to you. It helps to set realistic expectation, and it also helps the customer to or the client to be it helps them down the road of satisfaction towards the product, as opposed to presenting it in a ready-made or fast track, we'll get it to you this, and comparing it to ready-made. And comparing it in that sense, it kind of gives a different expectation for the customer. And it helps them not to have unrealistic requirement or unrealistic recommendation or expectations, like, I want it by tomorrow. Why is it taking so long? Or why didn't you do it immediately? So you would be able to remove those kind of expectations there. And it also helps the craftsman and the artisan to be able to work properly within their own jurisdiction, because you're not competing with ready-made product. Now, in places like the US, where custom making is not so well known, we do have a situation too that people take advantage of it, in the sense that, you see people who present themselves as bespoke and then they stretch it, make it longer than what it needs to be. Oh, this is a process that goes into it, this and that, and just so, and it's just unnecessarily extras that is not even needed. So balance is key. That's important. So anyway, the main problem, though, that the custom fashion industry is facing is being able to set the correct expectation for custom making, for custom made apparels. And this has to be done by the craftsmen, the artisans, the ones who are producing the work themselves, because everybody is different. The time that I require to do my work may be different from the time that A requires to do their work, would be different from B, would be different from C. So these are the expectations that clients also need to be aware of, that all of it is not all the same. In that sense, as a craftsman and the artisan, you're able to work properly within your jurisdiction. You're not being compared to ready-made product or off the rack, which is store-bought, which is completely different from this. So that eventually helps with customer satisfaction. It helps with the end product. Another problem that the custom fashion industry is facing is in the area of quality of materials. Quality craftsmanship and quality materials are really harder to find nowadays than before. And again, this ties back into the market, the type of market that we have now. There are more people who are in the ready-made market, in the ready-made custom made, ready-made, off the rack, fast fashion. So craftsmen and artisans, in order to still gain some attention, they're finding themselves having to compete or compare the product with fast fashion. But the problem with using fast fashion as your standard is that you lose quality. You lose quality of materials. And most people who come into custom making, or most people who are interested in custom fashion, are usually interested with, they generally have a belief that it's gonna be luxury. If not even luxury, they believe that it's gonna be top product. So if you are using fast fashion as a standard, then you already know that you're already losing out in that aspect. When I make custom t-shirts, when I work on custom t-shirts, there is this overall belief that it's gonna be quality, is gonna be better quality than what is out there. But then there's also this, at the same time, this belief that it should be the same cost as fast fashion. But no, it can't, because fast fashion and custom making, they both focus on two different things. There is not, with fast fashion, there is not too much attention on the materials that are used. There is not much attention on the craftsmanship a lot of times too. But then with custom making, these two are very important, and that's what makes it custom making. So you don't want to, it's better not to shortchange yourself as a custom maker, as an artisan, or as an artisan or craftsman, to just, to using fast fashion as your standard. Creating luxury with cheap materials ends up biting you in the butt. It ends up affecting you because it would boil down to poor durability. So even though the look is good, the look of the product looks luxurious, but if it's really bad quality, then it's going to, if it's cheap materials, then it's gonna end up being really poor durability. And when it's poor durability, who gets blamed for it? It's the maker who gets blamed for it. Thing is, even though people will go to the store to buy fast fashion and buy those same products, say for instance a t-shirt, buy it for the same price, or even higher than what you even may charge, or even lower, whatever the case may be. Fast fashion is generally always lower than custom making. But if you go and buy it, more people somehow give more grace to that than when it's a custom maker who made it, but things are it just looks like something you just picked up from just any low quality random store. So even though as a custom maker, as an artisan and craftsman, people expect that the prices are going to be really low, it's going to be at the same par with all the stores or ready-made or even fast fashion, it's okay as to let them understand that it's going to be different. You're going to be using different materials, and really pay attention and work on making sure the materials are good quality. Now, there's a huge problem though in this day and age with fast fashion overtaking everything. There's a problem that it's really hard to get quality materials. It's hard. And when you get them, they're expensive. So this ties into the price, and customers need to also understand that. It ties into the price. It ties into the craftsmanship too, because you're also going to spend some hours or some time in making it. So It's always better as craftsmen and artisans to present custom making in a true picture of what it is. Do not use ready-made or use the fast fashion industry. Use that as a standard. Though it may look good, but it doesn't mean it lasts long. And always keep in mind that the people who come into custom making, the people who are interested in this custom made products, they're looking for better products. They generally are looking for better products. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation where they don't come back to you, or you don't want to put yourself in a situation where, they kind of now are not happy with what they got from you, because return customers is what makes business. So you want them to be able to return to you that, yes, even though you do, I like this particular artisan, I like this particular vendor because they make this, they have really nice fit, they have really good fit, and their products actually last longer, And the people who are really into fast fashion, or who are into store bought product, or who feel like that they're already satisfied with that, there's nothing wrong with that, but they kind of, those are not a target market as a custom maker that you're looking for. So by the time you explain custom making within the context of what it is, they may fall out of the range of their customers, and that is okay, because at the end of the day, you still want somebody, because clients still need to somehow be educated on what this entails. And for every craftsman and artisan is also different. So you have to communicate the hours that it's going to take you. Is you're going to communicate the materials that you're going to use. So those kind of things are part of what makes it custom making, and it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. And that's the reason why the type of customers who are looking, or clients who are looking for this kind of products, this is the reason why they are looking for it. They're looking to work with artisans directly. They're looking to work with craftsmen directly. They're looking to get quality products. And even if it's not quality, if something happens along the way, because sometimes you cannot always guarantee 100%, but should in case things happen, at least they want to be able to have somebody, accountability, somebody that they can actually talk to, somebody that they can be like, okay, this was not what I was expecting, this did not turn out well, this did not last as long as I thought, and that would help the craftsman or the maker to even evaluate their product and see what they could do better. So that's also still a good thing, as opposed to, okay, return just to take it back, or just, and you're going through the same motion, and so there's some people who are tired of that. There's some people who want something different. So at the end of the day, in conclusion, custom making should be pictured within the context of what it is. Ready-made should not be used as a standard, or store-bought products should not be the standard for even custom makers, because it ends up biting you. It ends up affecting the quality of the product. And communicating the essence of the custom-made product within what it is, communicating it, is also a differentiating factor. That's what differentiates it from every other thing that you're going to see out there. That's what differentiates it from just buying it from anywhere, or getting just any random fit, or getting just any random thing that you got from the store. So in essence, it's important for custom. This problem is a problem that nobody is talking about it. All right, I hope I got my point across, and I hope that you learned something from this, because this is a problem, and it's destroying the industry, and it shouldn't be so.